tropical rainforest. Now in the tropical rainforest there are 5 different layers of plants. So the topmost, these are outstanding height trees. Then the 4th layer, these are trees which crowns meet to form a large canopy. The 3rd layer is a bit lower, and then there are smaller trees. And then the 2nd layer, that are shrubs. There are woody shrubs and herbaceous shrubs. They are 2 to 5 meters high. The 4th layer with the trees, the canopy, are 40 meters high. And then the lowest layer, the 1st layer, that is around half a meter high. There are tree seedlings and non-woody shrubs. And there's almost no sunlight reaching the ground. And it rains 4 meters per year around. There are some curiosities. There are flowers growing directly out of the trunk or the branches. And there are also trees which form buttresses with their roots, so they stand in the ground. And there are lianes. They are basically hanging between all these layers. And epiphytes. Epiphytes, they are growing on seeds, on humus, which is lying in cracks of other trees. There are fig trees. There are fig stranglers. And they are growing on another tree. They are going down with the roots then. And when the tree in the middle dies, and just the roots of a new fig strangler keep standing. And now there's another thing with the soil. It was thought that it was like a forest living on a good soil, but the tropical rainforest lives on its own dead remains. So new trees are growing on the dead remains of other trees. There are different types of trees. There are mahogany and greenwood and ironwood and greenheart, rosewood and ironwood and greenheart, and teaks and also other one. Now and it is very many different trees out there. They are on a very small place, just an acre, are 50 different trees, and it is very seldom that there's a tree with the same type of another one, a tree which has another one of its own type standing in its vicinity. And there is the tropical rainforest now. It is in Southern America. Now again, Southern America, where the place. There in Brazil a lot at the Amazon River, also in up to Ecuador, and also here at Uruguay, a bit down at Uruguay there, maybe a bit in the north of Paraguay and Bolivia, and in Ecuador there, and in Central America, in Panama and Costa Rica, and in Honduras, Nicaragua, and then in Africa also a bit here at Ghana and the Central African Republic, there are more also, a bit then in Kenya, in Mozambique, and on Madagascar, in the western part of India, and also in the southern part of China, Korea, and then Indonesia and northern Australia also. And where is it? And that is according to Book 3, Part 22, Regions of the Earth, Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, written by Hugh Clayton, John Cole, Michael Frenchman, and D.H. Sinclair on the page 1084 and 1085. If you click this video away, then please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn climatology. Today, tropical rainforest, and after we've done it, we're gonna do leg injury prevention training. And if you participate in the leg injury prevention training, then it's better you're honest. This is the second time we're going over the text. We try to do it now. We try to gather and collect the informations together which we want to remember, and then we try to say them from memory. So we have to memorize them while we read them. Tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests are among the wettest places in the world, with rainfall reaching on average 4 meters a year. Okay, 4 meters of rainfall per year. As the vegetation pushes up towards the strong sunlight, it forms 5 distinctive layers. The top layer consists of scattered high trees that tower above the second layer, a closed canopy formed by the crowns of tall trees. Let's do it. Below this canopy is a third layer formed by smaller trees whose crowns do not meet. The fourth layer is composed of woody and herbaceous shrubs, and finally there's a ground layer of non-woody herbs and tree seedlings. The fifth layer, the topest layer, these are just outstanding big high trees. The fourth layer, that are high trees which having their crowns all meet together to form a canopy. I don't know what a canopy is, but they form it. The third layer is higher trees, but they don't touching each other. Was it right? smaller trees. Fourth layer, these are then woody and herbaceous shrubs. Herbaceous. I don't even know what it means. Herbaceous shrubs. So woody and herbaceous shrubs, so 2 meters high or something was it then. And then the last layer, non-woody shrubs and seedlings, very much on the ground. Having here, little light enters the ground. So 4 meters of rain and little light enters the ground. The canopy averages about 37 meters, the shrubs 2 to 5, and the herb layer 50 centimeters. So the fifth layer is higher, with the outstanding tall trees. The fourth layer, with the trees together to canopy, that is around 40 meters high. And then the next one just said was the... And the shrub layer, so the second layer, are 2 to 5 meters. The smaller trees must be around by 10 meters or something. And the ground shrubs, the non-woody shrubs, half a meter. And that were in the second layer, the woody and herbaceous shrubs. In the tropical rainforest, there are no marked seasonal changes, but individual species of plants have their own rhythms of growth and decay. Some plants flower 6 times a year and others only in 40 years. There are no seasons at the equator, but the plants themselves have oftentimes the rhythm. Some are flowering multiple times per year, others only every 40 years. I had something to it recently. Many trees produce flowers that grow straight out of the branches and trunk. So the flowers grow out of branches and trunk. Many rainforest trees have roots that form buttresses at their bases, helping to stabilize the tall trunks. I don't know what buttresses are. Evergreen species have dark green of Navary leaves that taper sharply to a drip tip, which enables water to drain quickly from the surface. Okay, 4 curiosities basically listed here. Many trees have flowers growing directly out of the branches and trunk. Second one, there are many leaves which are hydrophobic, which are repelling the water, it just runs down. And the third thing was, the roots are forming buttresses, so it is stable in the ground. And, what was it? 3 things. Yes, and then the multiple seasons. Together with water and the no sunlight, and then the layers. The herbaceous shrubs, 40 meters and 2 to 5 and half a meter. The forest's layers are matted together by lianes and epiphanies, plants that use other plants for support, but not usually parasites. Lianes hang in huge festoons between the trees. Epiphanies grow on taller plants and feed on the humus lodged in cracks on them. There are lianes and epiphanies growing. Lianes are hanging between the layers of the different tree layers. Lianes are hanging there, and epiphanies. No. The Epifano is in Italian the Santa Claus. I'm not sure if I'm completely right with Epifano, but that is in Italy the Santa Claus. Epiphytes grow on taller trees and feed on the humus lodged in cracks on them. And the epiphytes were grown, I don't know how they look, they're grown on taller trees. In the humus, so in the soil, which is lying on top of the trees in some cracks. There are also plants that are stranglers, like the strangler fig. They grow from seeds lodged in the forks of large trees and send down roots that twine around the house and eventually kill it. So as for example, the strangler fig. There's a seed landing there, and it grows them down with the roots and it kills the tree. The strangler is left standing as a hollow tree after the house rots away. The variety of trees and plants is almost beyond number. There may be more than 50 different species of tree within an acre, and members of the same species are rarely found close together. So with just an acre, what is an acre? I said, it can't be 10 times 10 meters. It must be. I think, I can't remember, it's not a square. I think it's 10 times 100 meters or something. It's smaller than a hectare, but a hectare, 100 to 100, and I think it's bigger than 10 times 10 meters. So I would say it's 10 times 100 meters. Maybe it's something like that. So within small regions, we have dozens of different trees growing. and they're seldomly the same tree type next to each other. Mahogany, rosewood, ironwood, greenheart, teak, and balsa are among the better known. I'm not able to remember now the trees. Mahogany, I have a strangler figure, that's enough, I think, and the Hibberconine shrubs. Mahogany, rosewood, ironwood, greenheart, teak, and balsa. Mahogany, rosewood, ironwood, greenheart. Mahogany, rosewood, ironwood, greenheart, teak, and balsa. Wood, rosewood, mahogany, greenheart, balsa, teak, and balsa. The forest has generally lived undisturbed for thousands of years and is not necessarily the product of fertile soil as experts once believed. The tropical rainforest exists on its own dead remains. So it was for thousands of years basically completely undisturbed, and it does not live on a layer of soil in the ground, but basically just on its own remains, on its own dead remains. We have it all. The tropical rainforest is in Southern America, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, and up. Bolivia, Ecuador, and then Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Nicaragua. I don't know the islands, so I can't say it. And then in Central Africa, Kenya, Ghana, and maybe a bit on Madagascar, Mozambique. We had that in a previous part in international studies about Mozambique. That was said along the coast there is a thin layer of tropical forest, and that is here on the tropical rainforest, Mozambique, along the coast. And when we're having in Asia, we're having the western part of India, southern part of China, Japan, Korea, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Oceania, and a bit of Australia. That must be Tasmania. Do we just start it and look how far we come? Let's start it and look how far we come. Tropical rainforest. That is a region, it's mostly at the equators, and there's a lot of rain falling, 4 meters per year. Now, and sunlight reaches basically not the ground, because we have 5 layers basically of plants. The 5th highest layer, these are outstanding big trees. And then the 4th layer, these are high trees, which basically have all their crowns touching to form a canopy. And then the 3rd layer, these are a bit smaller trees, and then the 2nd layer, these are then herbaceous shrubs and woody shrubs, 2 to 5 meters high. The 4th layer with all the trees together, that is 40 meters high. And then the shrubs, the 2nd layer, 2 to 5 meters, and then the ground layer with non-woody shrubs and little tree seedlings, 1/2 meter high. Now, and there are also some lianes, and these lianes are in between all these trees basically, and they're epiphytes, and they're growing there also. There are fixed stranglers. They are strangler trees. They're growing on top of other trees with their seeds. Then the roots are growing around the tree down, and then the tree in the middle dies, and only the roots keep standing on a new tree. And there are sometimes flowers. There are trees which have their flowers coming directly out of the trees or out of the branches. There are a lot of plants where the water is hydrophobically repelling on the plants. It just runs down. And there are mahogany trees and greenhearts and ironwood, and also teak and balsa woods. And now, where is it? It is in the world, and it is in Brazil, at the Amazon a lot, in Brazil, in Peru, in Bolivia, also in Ecuador, in South Central America, in Ecuador, that's in South America, Ecuador, then in Panama, Central America, and in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras. And when it's also in Africa, Central Africa, in Ghana, Kenya, in Madagascar, on the island, in Mozambique, and also Southern Africa, it is in A lot in Asia. It is on the western part of India. It is in South China. It is in Japan, Korea, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea. A lot of Oceania, Northern Australia, Tasmania, and where is it everywhere? And that is according to Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, Book 3, Part 22, Regions of the Earth, written by Hugh Clayton, John Cole, Michael Frenchman, D.H. Sinclair, on the page 1084 and 1085. What did I forget? The wood traces, okay, with the roofing trees. Maybe the shrubs is not probably, but okay. No seasons. That would be something good. Did I mention it? And the film gives the 50 trees. And not the same. And with the soil. That is a major point. I don't know. Whether I would do it again. But I don't know. We don't have time. Whatever we do, I'm going to take it like that. Maybe we're going to do it just again in the next part. If you want these 3 points. So, I'm going to stop the camera. And that was for climatology part. If you were here for climatology, you can go directly to the next part of climatology, where we may be going to do a presentation again. Otherwise, we will continue with climatology with another climate zone. If you stay here and participate in the leg intervention training, we have just 2 minutes, and it's very at your own risk. Put standing foot and swing the leg to the side and in front. Other foot in front and to the side. And foot in front and back. Other one. And 1 foot up, legs, hands up, and across, and down. Other one up, across, again, down. Now one leg up, and press up and to the side. The other one. And now stand good on one leg. This can go on the knee, turn over, go down, turn over again, and come up. Stand good on the other one, turn over, down, over, and up. And we don't have time probably. Stand good and go with the toes to imaginary 90-minute intervals on an imaginary dial of a clock. This can go on the knee. And the same with the other one. Our leg to 12 o'clock and 1:30 and 3 o'clock, 10:30 and 9 o'clock, 7:30 and 6 o'clock, 4:30 and 3 o'clock. Bring one leg up. Down forward. Forward. Legs wide apart, breathe in and out. Another round, breathe in. Out. Breathe in, cross the legs. And breathing out. That was the shortened leg injury prevention training. Thank you very much, and until next time.